We are taking the topic avoiding retirement crisis. And as we all know, everyone wants to work and get to rest at certain stage in life. Everyone wants to get to a point that you can relax and stop working, so to speak. And that's why we set out to come up with this webinar just to enlighten people about what we do and how Assetrise can also help to prepare us for retirement and the later stage of our lives. Um, we realize that the way the world is changing and the times, everyone needs to get rest from all of the work that we do at certain times. So that's why we are set out to do this evening. While we go on in this webinar, I would like to invite Mr. Stanley to just share some things briefly with us before we continue in in the webinar. Thank you very much. Mr. Stanley, over to you. Mr. Stanley. Mr. Chris, while we wait Mr. Stanley, can we just come?
Hello, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me, ma? You look amazing.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to today's webinar, everyone. Actually, the mix-up is the Zoom audio issue, but I think the whole networks are acting up today. Airtel, MTN, they have been funny. But good evening to you all. We planned this webinar as part of our activities to inform this class of people, to educate you, to bring information to you so that you can make a right decision concerning your future. Retirement is another phase of life that everyone has to plan for, whether you're in the public service, whether you're in the private sector. You will withdraw from full work activity one day as a result of health, as a result of age, as a result of your work time. Maybe you have served the normal time, and then also as a result of you wanting to do something else. So the way you learn how to work, you started working, then you started running, you plan for adolescence, you have to plan for retirement. And there's a special webinar for you to avoid the pitfalls of those who have retired ahead of you or ahead of us. If you fail to learn from other people's experience, then nothing can be done to help you. So this webinar is specially for you. And for you who may have somebody who's going to retire soon, but it's not really for those who soon. I have a special experience that I always speak about when I speak to retirees. When we go to do presentations to retirees, they always say, we wish we had this a little earlier. We wish we had this 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So the time to plan your retirement is now. It's now. The best time was probably 10 years ago, 15 years, 20 years ago when you started your active work life. But right now is the next best time. I learned from someone, he said, imagine that you've been saving 1,000 naira every day of your life since you were 15 or since you were 18. Imagine how much that would have been. But that's a plan. But retirement is not just about savings. It is about investing for that future. So it will not arrive and meet you unplanned. So I will like you to fasten your seatbelts and just sit well, expect to learn, to unlearn, and to relearn, because that's what life is all about. And I'm sure you have a decision to make at the at the end of this webinar. So welcome once again. Hand you over to Mr. Stanley. I'm sure he's ready now with his opening address. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pastor Chris. We will welcome Mr. Stanley. Mr. Stanley, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mr. Stanley Beda, and I want to welcome us to this webinar. Once again, apologies for the network issue affecting the audio from the video. The videos are actually meant to explain what we do and why we are doing what we are doing. So, like my other colleagues have said, the webinar is to educate us on what we do as Assetrise and what we need to do as an individual to secure the future. And you know,
Can
one
people
of
mute their
the
the interference is too much.
can we mute ourselves, please? Thank you very much. So one of the illusion about life is that we feel that the future is too far, but not knowing that the future is now. Like my colleague said, that the second best time to take a decision for your future is today. So I would want to encourage us to be open-minded as this webinar progresses so that we understand how to position for the future, even though the future has already arrived, how we can take advantage of it. If most of the things that will be said today are things you would have done before and you want to go into that self-pity mood, no. What you need to do is to take a decision right now to take advantage of what will be presented to you. The future is now. There's no tomorrow, oh, I will do it. You just have to do it now, all right? Because if you look at it, why do we retire? We retire because we are dropping down on our energy. No more energy to do what is required of us again, to be active. But life still continues. So it's smart of us to plan for it because every one of us will retire. You don't have excuse for that. You will retire. You cannot cheat retirement. You can't cheat retirement. Retirement will come. So you have to plan for it. And the best day or the best time to plan for it is now. You are not too late. It's now to plan for it. So Assetrise have a lot of products, all right, value products that you can take advantage of to plan for the future. We have a lot of persons who have done that, and that is why we want to educate you and introduce the products to you. And I want to assure you that it's going to be a time of enlightenment. It's going to be a time of information that will give you access to taking advantage of the future. All right. So thank you very much. We appreciate your time. We won't take much of your time as well. I will hand over the room now to my colleague as we progress. So thank you once again. On behalf of Assetrise, we said thank you.
Good evening, Chidera. We can hear you.
All right, great. Good evening, everyone. Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to have you again.
Can hear you.
First off, I want to apologize for the media, for the presentation of the video, the audio not coming out. That is from the Zoom network, and we're trying in-house to resolve that. But surely before the end of today's webinar, be rest assured that these videos are going to be played, and we're going to get a lot more information about what it is from all of these videos. However, all these videos are on all our social media platforms, on YouTube, Instagram, and the rest. I would also be sharing some of the links to you, so you can go on there and watch all of these videos yourself. So thank you once again for joining in. It's a wonderful Sunday evening, and thank you for taking out the time to be here. I mean, we're here for a purpose, and that purpose is making sure that, we plan for our retirement. Retirement now is not just for the people who are 3 years, 5 years towards retirement. Retirement is for you and I, for myself. I need to start planning my retirement now before it is too late. So this topic of retirement, by the time people got this conversation, some persons were thinking, "Oh, I'm not yet at my retirement age, so should I be? Is it a webinar for me?" The answer is yes. The webinar is for you, even if you're just coming out of the university. This also is a webinar for you, because whoever does not plan is planning to fail. So I'll just be speaking about the web. I'll just speaking on the topic, retirement, and how the project itself, comes together and creates a solution for this topic itself. So the video that I was trying to play from Instagram, I'll start from there. It's a retired superintendent of police, and he was just expressing his sadness, his I would not say regrets, but he was expressing how pain he was that after 35 years of service in the Nigerian police force, he got a call. He retired in 2023, and he got a call 2 weeks prior to that video telling him that his retirement was going to be paid to him in 2 weeks' time, which was the time he was recording the video. And he asked, "Oh, how much is this retirement?" And they said, "Your retirement is 3 million naira after 35 good years in service." 35 good years in service. And they went further to even tell him, "Look, this 3 million, it's a 1 million arrears for is a 1 million arrears for the delay in payment." So at the point where he was recording the video, he had not even been paid. It's a 1 million arrears payment for the delay in payment of the pension, and the actual pension itself is 2 million. He was expressing how he felt, how sad he felt about the whole thing as a superintendent in the police force. So even the top officials in some of the places where, and this cuts across even police, cuts across, are you a financial expert? Are you a career expert? Wherever you are today, is the pension system enough to sustain you after retirement? Whatever plans you're making today, is it sustainable enough to carry you through your retirement? Now, at retirement, some persons expect you're not able to do your day-to-day, you're not able to run around, you're not able to, act as fast as you can, you're not able to think on your feet so much. And that is the time where you should be relaxing. That's the time where you should be enjoying the labor that you've labored for years. The question is, do you have a sustainable plan for your retirement? So the video goes ahead to even he went ahead to say, "Oh, he was not going to take that pension, that he was not going to take that." Yes, I mean, the reason why we use the YouTube video, sorry, an Instagram video, was to show you that it is the reality of today. 2 millionaire in today's economy, what can he do? Can it even pay a proper house rent, a comfortable house rent? Can it get you a house? Can it buy you a house? Can it even go as far as buying you a house down at, let's look at places like Moe, let's look at places like down the Ibadan Expressway. Can 2 million naira buy you a house? So the sad thing of that video is the man in the video probably had not planned properly for retirement, relying solely on his pension. And that is the sad reality of over 90% of persons who are retiring today in Nigeria. A lot of this 90% of persons are retiring to poverty. They are retiring to hardship. They are retiring to not being able to support themselves, their housing needs, their healthcare needs, and let's not even talk about inflation. 2 years, what business does he want to invest in at the point of retirement? When you're looking at inflation, looking at the economy, where does he want to invest a 2 million that will sustain his life after retirement? And if you look also in the video, you see there were some kids running behind. So it means he has children to support as well. And that is the sad reality of retirement in today's country. So now you need to ask yourself, what kind of life, everyone here today, let's all ask ourselves, what kind of life do we want to live by the time we are 40, by the time we are 30, by the time we are 50 or even 60? What kind of life do we want to live? It's sad that our system doesn't support this, doesn't support retirement so much. It's not a conversation on the lips of everyone today. You see, making comparison with other countries. There are countries where they have vet retirement homes. So as a veteran, you serve your country, you get paid, you get your pension, you get your compensation, and you're also able to get free health services. You're also able to have free health services, a home care service, and a lot of other services that come with it. But that is not the story for us today in Nigeria. That is not the story for us today in Nigeria. So what kind of life do you want to live by the time you're 40, by the time you're 30? Some people retire at 30, in case we do not know. So retirement is not there's no specific year to retire, but retiring at 30 takes proper planning, needs proper planning. Now, another question you should ask yourself is, if you stop working today, for those of us who are planning to retire very soon, if you stop working today, how long is your savings going to sustain you? I know a lot of us are saying, oh, I'm working very well today. I have a good paying job. I can save up all the money I'm paying. And some of us are having, different saving disciplinary acts. Some of us are putting into saved fixed deposits in the bank. The truth is, at the point where you retire, what would that be worth? What would that your savings be worth? So if you stop working today, if you stop getting that inflow, that salary, that entrepreneurship income that you're getting, how long would that income that you've gotten over the years sustain you? And the last question also we should ask ourselves, what do you have that continues to earn you while you sleep? Look at the rich people, look at the people who are doing big things. Look at where the money is today in Nigeria. These people are people that have planned their life in a way, in a system where when they're sleeping, they are making money. Some of us, if we don't go to work, we are going to even get deductions for not going to work. The truth is, you can create something that pays you while you sleep. You can create something that gives you peace of mind after you retire, when you're not at work, when you're not reading book papers, when you're not signing documents, when you're not going out on business trips. You have something that is paying you. So now, how does this relate to what Assetrise is doing? Assetrise is a registered and certified real estate company in Nigeria, operating from Lagos, Nigeria, with over 8,000 hectares of an oil palm plantation. Assetrise is beyond the business. It is now for the value of what it creates, sustainability. We are able to create asset owners that are creating value with their assets, and assets that will sustain their life while they are working and even beyond retirement. Now, what is this system? What is this structure? What is this? What is the plan that Assetrise has created to sustain us through our retirement? What is the procedure? It's simple. It's called oil palm plantation. And with that, we've created the Palm Ridge Estates. The Palm Ridge Estates, it's a combination of real estate, asset ownership, 100% asset ownership, where you own land that appreciates into the future, sorry. You own land that appreciates into the future, and you include you include the value of agriculture into this asset to earn passive income. The truth that we cannot shy away from today is inflation. The truth we cannot shy away from today is hunger. The truth we cannot shy away from today is agriculture. It's one sector that has sustained the Nigeria economy, but we have been blinded by other fast means to make money that are not sustainable. Agriculture once held the economy of Nigeria so high that cocoa and other cash crop, even oil palm plantation, was what sustained the Nigerian economy. Persons could own plantations persons could own oil palm plantations and be able to send their children abroad to study. But we've all forgotten that the soil beneath our feet is assets, and it is also a means to creating sustainable income. If you look at the demand for palm oil today, Malaysia came to Nigeria, picked up from Nigeria and went to establish a whole economy that is sustained on oil palm plantation. Nigeria today is the 5th largest country producing oil palm plantation. And at that, we are still at a 1.3 million metric tons of palm oil demand, even as our being the 5th largest oil producing country. That shows that there's a very big gap. There is a very, very big gap that needs to be filled that you and I can take advantage of. There is a very big gap with the oil palm plantation industry that you and I can take advantage of, can plan for our future, and live a sustainable life when we are tired of working, when we are done working, when we decide to retire. Now, mind you, the oil palm plantation industry is $105 billion industry currently, rising tremendously, because the oil palm plantation is a multi-industry. It's a multi-industry demand currently. If you look at all the products in supermarkets, over 50% of the products in supermarkets have palm oil in it. Go ahead. Are you talking of pharmaceuticals? Are you talking of cosmetics? There are lots and lots of industry that rely on palm oil to produce their end products. You can own an oil palm plantation today and you can make a good money that will help you retire very easily. Retire to a sustainable life, the kind of life that you imagine, the kind of life that you plan for yourself, for your children. That is what the oil palm plantation would do for you. And Assetrise has taken it further to make sure that you can do that easily. Assetrise has taken it further to make sure that you can do that at ease. First off, you own an asset. Now, an asset is transgenerational. It is yours forever. You own the land 100%. Just like every other company, real estate today, you buy land, you keep it fallow, and that's land banking. For those of us who are who are familiar with that, land banking, you buy land today, you keep it fallow, you're not doing anything with the plans that by the time it appreciates in the future, you sell off and you make more money on it, or persons who are building on it for rental income. If you do a comparison with rental income and the oil palm plantation, you'll be surprised to what you can make from an oil palm plantation. Because for oil palm plantation, you plant just once, and for over 30, 60 years, you are still gaining from this oil palm plantation. You are still gaining from this oil palm plantation for over 60 years. For over 60 years. Now, what is it about the oil palm plantation that makes this industry very, very lucrative for you and I to join into? Oil palm plantation is low risk, unlike other crops, unlike other kinds of agriculture. it is low risk. And remember, you plant just once. You plant just once and it can fruit for years. It is low risk. It is not, its potential to being pest infested and a lot of other things is very low. When you plant oil palm plantation the right way, it will sustain you for years to come. And better still, with land banking, it is one way to secure your land. By the time you plant palm trees in your land, today they're having issues of, people encroachment in lands, people who buy land and keep for the future, they're having encroachment. Just recently, I saw a lawyer came up that was speaking on something on land, on an assets law in Nigeria. And he was telling people that, look, when you see a fallow land, when you see a fallow asset, and you go and inhabit that asset for a long period of time, you can claim ownership of that asset. Here in Nigeria, I did some that. So if you see a fallow asset, that is what we call encroachment. By the time an asset is encroached on and is being occupied for a long period of time, it can be claimed ownership. So if you have a 5 acres somewhere, have a 5 hectares somewhere, and there's nothing on your land, you're keeping it for future sake, I'm sorry to tell you, by the time you go back there in 5 years, in 10 years, it might be a different story you might be hearing. So the oil palm plantation makes sure that your land is secured from encroachment. It's secured from people coming in to do all sorts of things on your land, because the palm plantation itself will secure that land for you. It will make sure that there are activities on the land that not just only secures the land, but creates income for you. Now, what more does Assetrise bring to the table with the Palm Ridge Estate? You do not need a farming experience to do this. You do not need a farming experience to do this. So we can go on with our lives. You can go on with your current jobs. If you're a banker, you can continue your 9-to-5 banking. If you're in the service, you can go on with your service while you own an asset that is working for you. If you're an entrepreneur, you can diversify. The Nigerian economy does not, I repeat, the Nigerian economy does not assure that your business today will be what it is in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. But with the oil palm plantation, the demand does not decline. In fact, the demand has gone up more than expected because of the demand in different industries. So the oil palm plantation makes sure that all of this is sorted for you. So you do not need any farming experience. None at all is required. All you need to do is own the assets, own the land 100%. And Assetrise will take care of every other thing for you. Assetrise will take care of every other thing for you, and that is our project. That is the structure we've kept. So you own the asset. Assetrise creates value on it by planting oil palm plantations on it for you, and you can take over. It's your land 100%, of course. And this oil palm plantation, by the time it's fruiting, it's milling, it's producing palm oil, it creates passive income for you over the years. So now imagine owning this, and you're getting income for over 60 years. Remember, traditional pension is fixed, it's fragile, and it's very much uncertain. But for the Palm Ridge model, it is backed by an asset that is transgenerational. It is a legacy that you want to create for yourself. I wish the superintendent of police I'm sure if he knew about this system, he would have keyed into it longer than long before he had even retired. So the truth is, inflation is rising, land is appreciating, land is not going to wait for you when you have it coming. You can start now. And the truth is, the time is ticking. The earlier you plan, the faster you start earning. So don't wait for someone to tell you about retirement. Don't wait for someone to come and give you a retirement plan. Use your active years to create your freedom after when you're done working. So I would encourage us today. We're going to be hearing more on the process and on the procedure. So I encourage us today,
Nigerian
book a farm
police.
visit, book an inspection, and speak to consultants and plan your retirement. Plan your retirement. We do not want to retire into poverty. We all want to retire into a purpose. Nigeria may not reward our service, but your land will. Your palm-rich land will reward your service. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chidera. Thank
Nigerian
you.
police.
So
I
have the videos playing now. Thank you
dey
all.
laugh. I dey laugh. A retired superintendent of police. I retired from the Nigerian police in 2023, October 1st. Since then, nothing has been paid to me. Just 2 weeks back, they called me that they are going to pay me 3 million naira. What for? They say that is my pension. Lo and behold, the 3 million naira is not just all the whole pension. That 1 million naira is my arrears for the time, from the time I retired to date. Then 2 million naira is my entitlement. I cannot serve this country for good 35 years and being paid 2 million naira. The devil is a liar. Please, the IG, let the IG hear this. I was a superintendent of police before retirement. Even if your brother happens to be a police superintendent of police today and he is being asked to take 2 million naira home as a retirement benefit, ask yourself if it will be well. I am not collecting that money. I am not going to collect that money. Let my service be in vain. I don't give a shit. I don't have money. And 2 million naira will not solve or make me being a rich man. It will never. I'm not rich. And because of, I will not, no. Wasted all my years thinking that I'll take something home after retirement. All the police will do is to give me 2 million naira. What a shame. And I said, I serve my father's land. I serve my country wholeheartedly. Then my benefit will be 2 million naira. Please, I want the whole world to hear this. ₦2 million a superintendent of police. I want the federal government to do something about this too. If the federal government will not take action, on my own side, I'll fight my battle the way by myself. I'll fight it the way to see if I'll fight it my own way. No problem. But let the federal government do something. How can I serve the Nigerian police? I dedicate my life. I dedicate determination, everything to serve this country. 35 years coming down home. You are giving me 2 million naira. What for? What for? What for? Come on. You will learn. You will learn it the hard way. Please.
Investment opportunities in the past, and most of them I lost. So I had to sit down to do a research that basically the model sold by Assetrise is different from other firms that I lost. Why? They give you the right to have access to your investment. In terms of what Elijah said, it is your land. And in this model, it is the farmland, aside the farmland, oil palm trees, whatever happens, if there is fire, it still grows back after some time. So it's much better a model than some other forms of agri investment. That is my research. Aside that, I've learned the people on the board, they are people of integrity. I took my time to go through who they are and the people they are collaborating with. And I saw the essence is not just making money, but sustainability, generational wealth. So that is the impact that they're making, and that is why I'm in this team to follow. Thank you.
So we are in Palm Ridge Estates, phase 5. The land here is the estate. And what we are simply doing here is the wisdom of land and agriculture. Either you like it or not, these trees here, they are going to produce for over 50, 70 years. And it means that for anybody who owns this land, he's going to keep earning on these trees for the next 50, 70 years. Almost all the trees have ripened fruits waiting for harvest. Land is a blessing to humanity, and we can maximize the value of it. It is not just for building houses, it is for everything that you can think and create on it.
Like, you guys know that I've been speaking a lot about palm oil and its potential. So I'm right here at this wonderful project by Assetrise called the Palm Rich Project. So they want to use palm and make you rich. Fantastic idea. So they're trying to infuse palm oil together with real estate, and I like the model. I've been around here, like you can see, and there are some pretty exciting things that are coming out of here. It is profitable for the people that have been able to join in. So if you want to check this out and you feel like this is something that you'll be interested in, you should check their page out. For me, I give them a thumbs up. Well, I hope you learned something by looking into this video. I always say, hey, be good, take care. This is Online Banker. Peace out.
Good evening, Madam Haraki. Thank you.
I feel very happy. I feel very elated. You know, it's not easy. I remember when I was paying instrumentally, at some point it choked. Bro, coming here, seeing that the value I paid for has already appreciated with over 1.5 million. I'm like, what?
Well, I feel very great. I feel happy. I'm overwhelmed with joy.
As in, I'm overwhelmed.
Thank you very much. One of my take home from this webinar is that you can enjoy retirement with proper planning, and you can also retire and not be tired. So it means that when you retire, you can also be making money after retirement with what Assetrise is bringing on board. Having said that, I would like to welcome Mr. Chris to take us in the next segment. Thank you very much, everyone. Mr. Chris.
Okay, sorry. Can you hear me?
We
Please,
can
if you
hear
can
you.
hear me. Okay,
We can
thank
hear
you.
you.
Yes, we
Sorry,
can hear you.
I forgot to unmute myself. All right. For the purpose of this webinar, we will be announcing some special discounts, and just to enable you purchase the plan that you want to purchase. What Chidera just gave us was just a rundown on why you should plan for your retirement. Retirement, and the best way to plan for that is not to retire from your income generation. And that's why the Palm Ridge Estates is a fantastic plan for you. What you do is 100% land ownership. You possess an asset, and that asset continues to give you income as if you are working. That's the beauty of the Palm Ridge Estates. And I'd like to start with this today, that we have our latest estate, which is the Palm Ridge Phase 8. If you are going to purchase the Palm Ridge Phase 8 as a retirement plan, you are very much on course for a sustainable future. So The permit phase 8 today is sold in acres and hectares. And if you want to get that, you have a 20% discount. Get in touch with your consultant or get in touch with us so we can just put you through an acre. As at present day price is just 5.2 million naira for 1 acre. An acre is 6 plots of land. So with 5.2 million naira, you can buy an acre, and with 12,850,000 naira, you can buy an hectare. However, we'll give you a 20% discount between now and hopefully on Wednesday or before the launch. We are launching that estate on Thursday. So before the launch or just after the launch, you have the opportunity to purchase at a 20% discount. 1 acre, 1 hectare, 5 hectares, 3 acres, whatever size you want to get for yourself and for your family, you can key in. And we have the phase 7 of our estate, family phase 7, which is at Adodo Water, selling presently for 1 million naira for a plot, 1,250,025 for a plot, 6,150,000 for 1 acre, and it's also in hectares. Also, there's no discount on that, but on this webinar, if you sign up for 1 hectare of the phase 8, we can give you a discount of 20%. If you sign up for 1 hectare of the phase 7, phase 7, we'll give you a 20% discount. Yeah. We have also rolled out let me talk about phase 5. Phase 5 Ibadan is along the whole road, end of the whole road, that's Lagoon Town to be precise. So if you want to buy that estate, it's 5 million naira for a plot, all inclusive. There's no discount on that. But you can call our numbers or speak to your consultant. If you want to buy in large quantities, we may be able to look into it and give you a little discount. And already, if you're on the Palm Stripe, remember you have a 10% discount, whether there is a promo, ongoing promo or not. As a Palm Stripe member, you have that discount to yourself, or you can give it to somebody to use to buy. And it's very important to join the tribe. And then on the Iluashiori estate we are about to launch, we have also rolled out all the other districts in the estate. It's not all about Palm Ridge. It's an agro-smart city. So the palm oil, the palm fruits will be processed. The other intercrops crops will also be processed. So it's a full zero waste city powered by agriculture. So we have residential districts in that estate. The residential district is going for about 950,000 naira for 1 plot. Also, we have the commercial, we have the agro boulevard, which is also 950. We have the commercial, we have the agro tourism zone for those who, and then we have the industrial zone, that's agro processing zone. Any of these 3 estates you want to get any of these 3 estates you want to get, you can have, if you are buying up to 1 hectare, we can also give a special discount of 20% for you. Remember, Chidera said, Farm Rich is land banking. It's just asset acquisition. You are buying the land we appreciate tomorrow. Just a few months ago, we were selling these products for far, far, far less than the price you are hearing today. And that's what gives you the edge also against inflation. Remember what the retired superintendent said. What will 2 million naira do? With Palm Ridge, 2 million naira can work magic for you. It can work magic for you and produce for you a sustainable future. So any of these are estates you want to get in, you want to buy, just let us know. But if you were invited here by a consultant, remember to get back to your consultant, and so we can make the order for you and get the discounts for you. So thank you very much. That's all for today. It's 8, you can buy. Phase 7 is still selling. Phase 5 in Ibadan is still selling. And Palm Ridge is a sustainable plan for your future. If you have a Palm Ridge estate at minimum of maybe 1 hectare, you can retire at any age. As we said before, you don't need to grow old to retire. Government is still the best planner of retirement, but look at the story of the superintendent of police. So you have to take your future into your own hands. And the best way is to start early. You start early, you choose your retirement goal. What do you want to do after you retire? Your goal will determine the kind of income you want to earn. So after you determine your retirement goal, then you make your investment decision. What are you going to put down today that will generate income for you tomorrow, next tomorrow, and the day after? That even after you are gone, your family will still be taken care of, because Palm Ridge is generational wealth transfer. So thank you very much. That's for this segment. You can get in touch with us. Our numbers will be shared on the platform on the chat box so that you can
Sorry,
contact.
can I ask a question?
Yes, we are coming to question time, and I'll hand over to HRO to help us with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please, you can ask your question, please.
Thank you, madam. And thank you, Assetrise. My question is about the location. I wasn't too sure. You said after Iwo Road. Well, please, ma, can I have the exact, at least the significant landmark that is close to the, then how much is the hectare? Or are you selling those ones too in hectares? And is this strictly for only oil palm, or what are the other associated, cash crops that you are planting there that needs to be processed? I just needed that information. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Let me just give you a quick answer to that. Along the Iwo Road, the Iwo Road leads you out of Ibadan and you get to Lagelu. That's the local government. There is an Air Force, yes, there's an Air Force comprehensive training school that's along the road. And then also, that's to your left, just about 10 minutes to the estate. Then when you pass the airport, there's an FROSC station that is just like 2 minutes or 3 minutes drive to the estate. The estate is along the road, but presently we have just the Palm Ridge, which is 5 million naira per plot. So if you want to do an hectare, which is 15, that's about 75 million naira. But we can talk about that later on. And also, the other aspects of the estate is not yet out for sale. It's just Palm Ridge that is there now. But if you just keep tabs with us, we are soon to release the other aspects of the estate, which we also, because the estate is by the roadside, so that will intrigue you very much and give you a lot of traction. Thank you very much, ma'am.
I have a question, please.
Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much. My question is about security of your farmlands. One, two, what do you have insurance cover for the farmlands? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Our estates are well secured. The whole nation is under as a security issue, but we do our best to secure our estates. For instance, our estates we are fencing around all our estates. So the estate is supposed to be fenced around. We have security personnel on ground. Also, if you go for inspections, even while we are not there, you can meet the security personnel, then you can also meet the staff. So we have security personnel to secure the estates, and most of the estates we are working closely with government. So we are very tight on that. And as per the insurance, yes, the estates are secured, the farmlands are secured. Also, our storage is secured against theft and fire. And I think that's the best that can happen in a farmland. The estates are secured, are insured, sorry, insured with our insurance partners.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
I do have a question,
Any
please.
please go ahead.
Okay. Like I was listening, and when you said about the police officer who talked about the retirement benefit which he got, that is one. One, planning retirement is one. Secondly, is when one plans the retirement and try to go into land banking and agriculture like this. And for those who are not in Nigeria, it's a bit tricky because I did see also online um, about two companies for now. One is a pastor, which is very, very unfortunate. Happen to be is selling receipts rather than selling land. You do land banking, you pay in, and finally, when you now come back to go take possession of the property you paid for, stories start coming up. So now is the point is this: if one pays and finish paying, what is that guarantee? As in, how convincing is Assetrise, coming up with your lands are not just audio. It's not just you buying receipts, but at least for your investment is down there. And when you finish paying, when do you actually get allocation? Because they has to be okay. We are allocating, or when you finish paying, this is when you get, your documents, and for you to be sure of what you actually paid for, so that not down the line. Because if you go online, if you see things people are coming up with, you become more scared of who do you actually trust, where do you put your money. Because for people putting their money in those institutions that failed, it's not because they were unwise, but they come up with telling you um, a convincing stories, and when you now put in your money, you end up with stories. So that's my question.
Yeah, can I add on to what the last speaker said, please?
Okay, sir, you
Right,
can,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, hi. Exactly what the last speaker said. That's why we are all scared. He's very no, he's very right, because you are that's actually the question I asked the lady I was dealing with before I actually made my payment last week, and I asked her over and over again, how are we sure that you guys are not trying to take our money and run away in the end? Because these things has happened in Nigeria over and over again. All right. The idea of buying palm is very good. It's a very good idea. If actually you guys are not going to be before and later, around the way with our money. So now the question is that if you guys decide to run away, which of course maybe you guys might say no, we are not going to run away. How are we ensure that our money is safe, and who is going to pay us back our money if I told the company is not going in existence tomorrow? That's one. And two, I heard that the speaker was talking about other activities. Can you hear me?
Right, sir. We can hear
Yes,
you.
Yeah,
we can hear
the
you.
speaker was talking about other activities in the land. Now we are just doing the palm. There are other things coming up. Do you mean things like building, or what exactly are you talking about? Because from what I gathered from your one of your staff, I bought my platform. She said you guys do a lot of things like housing and other things. So what do you mean when you said other things are coming up in the estate? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. For our properties, we do a lot of due diligence before we acquire any property. And for your information, the Ibadan property has a COO. So you can rest assured that you are buying a property that is well verified, is at a C of O. That means whatever portion you buy is also covered by the C of O. Then secondly, um, the other one in the phase 7, for instance, has a registered survey, which is already in Assetrise name. And we can give you the documents to do your verifications before you even commit. We are not asking you buy now, buy now. You can, a lot of our clients, our esteemed clients, have asked their lawyers to do verification on their behalf, and they come back to make the purchase. Some of the people are here even as we speak. So you can do your due diligence. We'll give you the document. You can go to the Land Bureau and make your findings on that. So we are not going to run away. And as we said, you are not giving Assetrise money to farm for you. It's 100% ownership. And we pride ourselves in Assetrise to do allocations intermittently. There's no company, if I have my records right, that allocate like we do. Like on Thursday now, we just launched Ewekoro Phase 8 a few months ago, and we are going to do allocation for those who have completed their payments. We are going to give them their land, give them all their documents. You have ownership of the land as soon as you pay up. As soon as you pay up. Then about the districts, about the other districts that you mentioned, yes, our estates, apart from the one in Ibadan currently, is planned as a smart city, an agro smart city. So the Palm Ridge estate, which is for the planting of palm trees, is just a section, or let's say a zone or a district in the estate. We'll have some people who might want to live close to nature or around their investment. So we make provisions for a residential part of the estate. So you can buy into the residential. You can even buy, even as land banking, you can buy to resell. You can buy an acre and plan to sell part of it to build later. When with the population explosion in Nigeria and other parts of Africa, there might be demand for land for residential purposes in the near future. So you can also sell, you can also convert. So there's a residential section, there's the agro boulevard, where you can buy the land and do poultry, you can do other kind of farming that you have to engage by yourself, not Assetrise this time. And even on the in the Palm Ridge estate, we have a lot of intercroppings going on. All this produce will have to be processed. So apart from the residential and the boulevard, we also have an agro processing zone, like an industrial layout inside within the city. So if you want to invest in setting up machineries, you want to install, you want to set up oil processing machine, you want to set up gari processing, cassava processing machine, you can do that and buy the land in the industrial sector. Then we also have the commercial sector for other commercial purposes, banks, schools, factories, and all that we run inside the agro smart city. And then finally, we also have the agro tourism zone, where we make provisions for those who want to go into that part of business. It's a complete agro smart city, the first of its kind, the largest in Africa. And we hope that with all of this, one sector feeding the other sector, and then is a zero waste city. We believe that Africa can be great. Beyond the income generation for yourself, one thing that Chidera mentioned, we are also contributing to food security. We are contributing to employment. Imagine, right now, we are getting to 10,000 hectares of our estates. Imagine how many people are already employed. Imagine how many more will be employed when the agro processing starts fully. And apart from Ibadan, there's already a fruiting estate. Ibadan is already a fruiting estate. So if you buy into Ibadan, you are not going to wait for the palm tree to mature. Ibadan is already a fruiting estate. Apart from that, we also have our own fruiting estate, which we planted from zero, which is the one in Ekpe. It's not up for sale, but it's selling at premium. If you want to buy that, you have to come to us privately. So thank you very much. That's the answer I can give to you for that.
I'm so sorry. My question is still.
Kindly go on, sir.
Which part of your question is not answered, sir?
Please, can we mute ourselves, please, while we allow the person speaking to speak?
Hello, sir.
Kindly go on with your question, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. We can hear you. Please speak up, sir.
My name is Olajide Olatisu. I was the one that hosted the last webinar here in France. And after the webinar, there was a lot of bad buzz here that we don't even let people know. No people that are already, they are a family with Assetrise, people from UK, America, Canada. They were on that platform. And we don't even expect them to be on that platform that very day. But after 2 or 3 days later, my people came to me that my notice is not working in France. It's working for the people in America, Canada, UK. That the people in Schengen, there's none of them. I came out to even speak to talk about this show. That I don't know how we are going to do this thing. What they are trying to do is that, what they are trying to talk is that we still need to do this webinar once more. And it has to do with Schengen this time around, not only France. Hello, sir. Because people have already find out about this way. I told them that they should get a lawyer back home in Nigeria. People that are people that we are in diaspora here, we are connected with the people in Canada and in France here, people in America, UK, and other things like that. They've already find out about this Assetrise people. And they want this webinar to come back again. I don't know how we are going to do it. But this time around, it's not going to be only in France. They want everything to be in Schengen. That's just one thing.
Noted. Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Any other questions?
Yes, as I was speaking before the last speaker came up, because I was still on ground before he came up, but I had to wait for him to finish up.
Sorry.
So what I was saying is, after one finished payment, because why I'm asking is because I'm also in the Schengen zone, and I am in Germany to be precise, and I bought into phase 7 and I've completed payments. So the question is, you're launching phase 8 and you're giving allocation in the phase 8, but I was thinking phase 7. People on phase 7 should have been allocated before phase 8, or how does that, because it's one thing for one to pay, and there's another thing to be allocated, and there's another one is how secure is the allocation, because I've seen where they actually give you a document, and at the end of it all, it became you bought a receipt rather than buying the actual property. Because receipt is there, you go and ask, they give you go and verify the plot number, but when you now go to take possession of the land, it becomes a different story. So how secured, or what guarantee, or how is it that you're getting? Because one thing is to have a webinar like this. Another thing is, for me, I don't believe in too many webinars. If I actually want to do something, or I want to invest, I don't think you need 10, 50 webinars to make me. If one is willing to invest, is going to invest. And the best advertisement you're going to do for Assetrise is people who have actually invested, and it's been fruit, and they are actually reaping their reward, or they've actually gotten their allocations. That is the best advert I think one can do, because when you're speaking to your friends, or you're speaking to colleagues, you want to speak with conviction. Yeah, this is it. rather than, okay, have you seen the, have they allocated you? No. Have you seen it? No. And you're trying to tell someone to come and invest while you yourself, which you've actually invested, you've not even seen your investment. So that's my question. And since I think it should be going to the 4th month, I finished paying for the phase 7, and yet still waiting for allocation. So I just want to have a bit of clarity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So sorry for your past experience or for others, but at Assetrise, we have come to prove that we are different. Firstly, for phase 7 allocation, we have done a batch A of those that need to be allocated in phase 7. Unfortunately, maybe your full payment didn't come in before that batch was selected. And by next month, we will be allocating the second batch for the phase 8, phase 7. So you should be in that group, hopefully, if you can contact your consultant or you contact the office. We'll let you know if you're on that batch, if you are sure you have finished payment. And then it's not because we are launching a new phase 8. We sold them almost at the same time. But the phase 7 allocation took a little longer time because a lot of people bought during the dry season, and we cannot plant the palm trees during the dry season directly on the land. So what we do was just to be raising the nurseries, and waiting for the rains. So we allocate a palm-rich land with palm trees on it. If we want only the land allocation, it's possible. We did for the residential all through the season and other districts of the estate. But for the palm rich, we can only allocate you with palm trees on the land, and we have planted so much presently, and you will get for the documentation. It's only documents that can prove your ownership of a land, and I'm sure when you buy or when you bought, sorry, you got, apart from your receipts of payment, you got a deed of assignment and you got a survey in your name. And the survey is prepared by the government showing that, and with those 2 documents showing that Assetrise has transferred ownership to you. So it's a full ownership model. You own the land. Once you receive allocation, it's yours. For proof of testimonials, like you said, there is no room for testimonial in this meeting, but our phase 5, the first set of owners, because I don't want to use the word investor, the first set of owners were paid their first ROI about 3 months ago. We declared the accounts, we sent to them, and then we paid out to all those who were qualified to be paid. And I'm sure maybe one of these days you will hear testimonials of them, but we won't have a video on our website of those of the phase 8 AGM where we declared the accounts and made the payments. We have some testimonials on that video. You can search for it, or the media team can just kindly help us post it on the chat box so you can see. So with all that is going on in the presence of counterfeits only shows that there is the real one, there is the original. And I think that Assetrise, we should be counted among the real deal. So we are up for you. Thank you, ma.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chris. We'd like to welcome Madam Shola Shubowale now. We'll take questions after she comes up. So I would like to welcome Mama Shola Shubowale to speak to us. I know Mama is not retiring because she has told us she's not going anywhere. So let's have Mama Shola Shubowale come up now. Thank you very much.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, ma.
I can't hear you. I'm struggling here.
We can hear you clearly. We can hear you clearly. I can hear you clearly.
I'm struggling.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
But I can't. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what. Hello.
We can
Hi,
hear
we
you,
can
ma'am.
hear you. We can
We
hear
can
you,
hear
Okay.
you
ma.
How
clearly.
is everybody doing? It's very
Very.
faint here. I can't hear you. This
We
is
can hear you.
frustrating,
We can hear you.
So what's the question? Let me struggle.
So we just
What's
want
the
you to just.
question?
So the question is not addressed to you, ma. We just want to hear you
Okay.
talk about asset rights and retirement
Oh.
crisis.
Hi everybody. Like I said earlier, I said I'm not even talking about retirement because one, about my job, there's no retirement age. From the newly babe, even from the beginning of the pregnancy till the end of one's life, you are still relevant, you're still working. But this scheme, this scheme that we're talking about now, I would say is for everybody. I don't want to talk about retirement. I want to talk about human being. I want to talk about us. I want to talk to us about how important, how easy, how life can be better joining this scheme. Understand? And the key to this is farming. It's farming because with farming, like I said earlier, I said, look at what we are eating now. We don't even know what we put in our tummy. And what we eat is what we are. Why are we eating rubbish? We don't even know where all these things, we don't know where they all come from. And we are just eating and eating. There's so many diseases all over the place. I'm not now talking about money alone because money is there. What you put in your mouth is there. And me, as I said earlier, I said, I want everybody to join this. I want everybody to be part of this because the only thing that saves the world is agriculture, and that is farming. And I'm seeing that a lot of like I was so happy when I was called to join this beautiful organization, this beautiful company. And when they called me and said farm, I said, thank you very much. You just brought me back home. You just brought me back home. I was so happy when I visited the plantation, and I said, Jesus, and this is it. This is life. This is life. So everything we're going to talk about here today and question to answer today, I'm ready, and we're going to talk about it. And that is why I'm here. And I'm happy to be part of you guys. I'm very, very happy. And I said I've got my own plantation. I've got my plantation, but I need more. I'm praying to get more money to buy more because I want more. I want more and more. But that's a very beautiful thing because we Africans, we eat well. We eat palm oil every time. We eat yam every time. We eat corn. We eat plantain, banana, and these are the things that we are going to benefit from by joining. Another thing I love so much about this is number one, because is having a land, doing nothing on your land. You just have it there. What are you leaving it for? Plants. Then when you are ready to build, then you can build. Let's forget about. I hope we're not going to use cement and block because everybody is running to real estate. Well, by the time we use all the land to build real estate, then what's left? Be my dear block. So I pray. I want everybody to. This is beautiful. I'm not retiring. No, I'm not retiring. I'm still bringing out more. I'm even just starting. At the same time, I'm just with you people, and I know that I'm going to get bigger. Thank you. I hope I'm heard. Am I just talking? Hello?
Yes, ma, we heard you clearly.
We
Ma,
heard
well
you.
done. We heard all you said. Thank
We
you.
heard
Yeah,
you.
here, Mama.
Thank you very much. Heard you
Thank you.
clearly.
Okay.
We heard you clearly.
Thank you
Heard you
so
clearly.
much.
Okay. All right.
So back to questions. Do we still have anyone asking any
Yes.
questions?
Yeah,
Hello.
hello,
I'm
good evening.
raising
I
my
have a
hand
question.
since, oh.
Hello,
A
sorry.
question.
Is the last
I'm
speaker?
also raising my hand since, but
Sorry, very
Hello?
it
sorry.
seems
The last speaker, is he
Hello? My name is Kaide. Can I go ahead?
Please, Akayode, please hold on. Someone is speaking.
yeah.
After him, you please.
The last speaker, is she an executive of the company or an investor?
Okay, is that your question?
Yeah, and also because because what she just said now, no, we've heard it before over and over again from other company, no. In the end, they stopped trading and they went awoof. So these are not the way to actually reassure your investors. They have to be. I agree with what one of the speakers said. We should get a lawyer, but even if you get a lawyer, this Nigeria, no. So we these lands are not actually insured, or the money are not insured, because if something happened to my money, what happened? Am I going to be paid back the money by an insurance company? That's exactly what we want to know. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Kayode, please.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening,
Can you
sir.
hear me? Yeah. All
Clearly,
right. So
sir.
my question is, if you try to acquire one of your property, whether it's a plot or hectares or acres, is it after you have finished payment that you are now going to do the planting for the person? And then how many years will it take before you start harvesting? Yeah.
Okay, sir. Can we take the last question while we allow Mr. Chris to give a
Hello.
response?
Please excuse
Hello.
me.
Yes, my
Hello, hello,
question.
hello.
Admin, I expect the admin to be coordinating. I've been raising my hand since.
So
Me
sorry.
too.
Sorry.
Me too. I
Okay,
have
so
question. Just glory.
The host should be coordinating who will have the floor at a particular point in time. They should announce, not just everybody talking.
Okay, can I go ahead?
please
My
go
name
ahead,
is
Ms.
yeah. I wanted to ask that for people in diaspora, after paying up and you are allocating, how do we get to know where our portion is? Assuming I don't have anybody I want to send to be there while they are allocating. So is there a way you can, I'm going to have an idea, maybe a video, a picture, or anything of my portion? Thank you.
Okay. So before we take Zion, can we respond? Let's respond to the first three questions while we take Mr. Zion. Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Mr. Chris, over to you. Let's take the first three questions. Then go to Mr. Zion and my please.
Okay. Just to answer that questions, the model is a very simple. You can when you make your payment, when you finish your payment, you're planting, counting. However, you can verify that you have from our office. You can check us. We cannot give. We cannot. We have given a lot of guarantee. Sincerely speaking,
Not very audible. Line is breaking.
Mr. Chris.
Okay. Hello, good evening, everyone.
The palm rich model is simple. The palm trees take about 3 years to mature and start fruiting. So plant, you wait for 3 years. You wait for 3 years, and then after 3 years, it starts fruiting. And then it fruits up to the 40, 50 years. While your land keeps appreciating, just the simple model. While your asset is appreciating over the years, you are earning passively from your palm oil or from the sale of the palm oil. That's the simple model of the palm rich. Thank you very much.
Okay, I have a question. Hello.
Can we have
Hello.
Mr. Dantes? Hello, we can hear you clearly, please. Can we have Mr. Dantes next? Adekombi, are you ready, please?
Sorry, are you talking about Dante's?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I think I've already asked my questions. Yeah, it's
Okay,
regarding.
Mr. Adekombi next, please.
I have, yeah. Thank you.
Glory George. I have a question. Oh, Glory George. My hand was going to
Please, hold on, man. Please, can we have
Hello?
Mr. Adekombi?
Yeah, hello, good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Yeah.
evening, sir.
Yes, speaking.
My question is very simple. My question is very simple. Yeah, the question I want to ask is this
Please, one person should talk.
Assetrise company. Hello?
The interaction is too much.
Hello?
Please,
Hello, do I
let's
have the
mute
floor
our
now?
microphone. You have the floor, sir. Let everybody.
Okay. Thank
Please
you.
unmute our mic so we could hear each other clearly. Mr. Adekombi, we can hear you now, please.
All right, thank you very much. Please, is Assetrise, is this licensed by Security and Exchange Commission? Because I know that is the surest way to recoup investment in case of failure of strategy or to mitigate the risk.
Exactly. I love that.
Hello, did you get my question?
Yes, we did, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. So my name is Chidera Kechuku and I'm the Business Development Manager for Assetrise Limited. So I'm going to take on some of the questions that we've been asking and down to Mr. Adekombi's question. So for the persons who are very concerned, who are in diaspora, so the structure of the Palm Ridge estate is one that gives you ultimate peace of mind. So there was a question that was asked that by the time I'm done with my payment, how am I sure where my land will be? So all of our lands have coordinates, okay? And like Mr. Chris has said, there is land allocation. So by the time you're done with your payment, you get allocated to your land. If you're not in Nigeria, you can send a representative, be it your lawyer, be it your relative, be it your friend, be it your neighbor, whoever it is you want to represent you can come and represent you for your allocation here in Nigeria. And aside that, we are even going further to integrate technology into this with what we call the grid. So moving forward, we're going to have the grid where persons can see their allocated plots from their phone digitalized. You see the number of plots available, you see what number you fall into in a plot, and you see your land. Okay, so we are going further to digitalize this so you can know where your land is. And like I said, you can ask for the coordinates. You can ask for the coordinates for these lands. We have all our coordinates. Just reach out to your consultants, or you reach out to the head office, and you will be sent the coordinates. If you want to go there for inspections, if you want to go there also just to see your land, if you've been allocated, you are very much. The land is very much available for you to go there. And also, what we are doing now is once you're allocated, if you're in diaspora, for example, we have your corner piece on the land that shows where your land starts and where your land ends, with the palm trees on your land. So we're going further to make sure that in diaspora you can get videos showing all of this proof. Okay, so by the time you're done with your payment, you get all of this evidence, as well as you can send representatives to attend your allocation for you and also give you feedback on the allocation. Okay, so now for the question on SEC, I'd like to reiterate that the Palm Ridge model, first off, is not an investment model. Mr. Chris has spoken about this. Now, for SEC is only concerned with investments. You say, oh, I'm taking this amount of money and I'll give you this percentage back. I'm taking this amount of money and I'll give you this percentage back. I'm taking this amount of money and you get this at the end of 6 months, you get this at the end of 1 year. That is what SEC is concerned about. Our model is 100% land ownership model. You own the land. So let's take another example. If you go to the market today and you buy, you're going to buy in the market, say, a commodity.
On paper.
Yes, you're going to the market to buy a commodity. SEC does not have any business with that transaction. Okay, so that also applies to this system. You are buying the land 100%. It is your land forever. As soon as you're done with your complete payment, you get your land allocated to you, you get your document, you get your survey, and you can go. In fact, if you want to go and, if you are a nature person, you want to go and, spend camping on your land, it is your land. You can go there 100%. Okay. Assetrise then adds value on it by planting palm trees on the land for you and nurture these palm trees until they start fruiting in 18 to 36 months. So by the time they start fruiting, then you now have the choice to either outsource to us to handle for you, where we share profit 60-40, where you take 60 and we take 40, or you handle it 100% or by yourself and take profits. So that is the model, and that is why we are not under SEC. However, we are registered and certified under every other certification and registration we need to be under. REDAN, the Real Estate Development Association of Nigeria, they control every real estate regulation, making sure that there's no people who are buying lands don't get duped, and we are registered under them. Also, the EFCC certification, we have that SCORM. So all of this other registration and certification, we have all of that, and you can request for them in your due diligence. We make sure and we put it to every of our clients to do their due diligence before they key into any of our projects. It's very important for us, for you to understand the model, for you to understand the procedure and the structure before you even key into the project. And we're always key on this. Make sure you also do your due diligence. Pastor has said you can call for coordinates, you can call for land documents, do your land search, and make sure that Assetrise, yes, Assetrise owns this land, and Assetrise has the right to, sell this land to you. All of that is in place, and you can request for all of that. For persons in diaspora, you are not alone. We have a diaspora community in the UK, in the US. We have in France. We had Pastor Olajide come up. We've had a webinar also in France. A lot of persons were interested. We're taking this round the world. That is why we say it is the biggest oil palm plantation community in Africa and the world. So it is a community of likewise-minded persons like you looking to create sustainable future for yourselves. A lot of persons have keyed in. We have the testimony for it. Ekpe is there. Ibadan is there. Ado daughter and Ewekoro, which is upcoming. So I hope I've been able to answer some of your questions. Thank you very much. Any other questions?
Thank you, Chidera. Thank you, Chidera. Let's take
George Glory. I have questions.
Yes, please.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you, both. I'm gladdened by those responses. Now, I want to say this. I actually sent a request, and I was so elated by the simple response. That has to do with title of Assetrise property. I think, to be precise, the one of the phase 5. Yeah. Okay. Now, that document was sent to me. The title document was sent to me. What I saw was not the CO, it's the right of occupancy. And from my research, that is peculiar to Abuja residents or Abuja land. So I want to ask, why is it right of occupancy? Yeah, I want to ask, why is it right of occupancy? I want enlightenment on that so that I can be able to defend myself when I will meet with a prospect or a client, in the future. And then again, I want to say this. I wouldn't know, maybe because of the type of breed of human beings we have in Nigeria. As far as title documentations are concerned, I think it shouldn't be something that we should be demanding for. If any company developer has this document at their disposal, they should be sending their PDF on the platform Because it's not about telling prospects this is what you stand to get, that's what you stand to get. Let them see the documentation, because this is where the issue lies. Because most people have been scammed, most even big top, dogs in this system, according to what I'm seeing, they don't have documentation, they don't have the title. They will tell you the view and this. And when you get to do your due diligence, you discover that these things are not true. So that is my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. I can see someone, My World. Can we take you before we take Mr. Jiboye? Mr. Jiboye, are you ready? My World, are you ready to speak?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. We can hear you.
My question is, how do you adjust the use of your products? I mean, it's 360,000 per plot. I mean, how do you adjust it according to inflation? I mean, it's not going to be the same price in the next 3 years.
Okay. Thank you for your question. Can we have My World while we wrap up this? Thank you very much.
Sorry, if I may quickly ask a question, ma.
Please
Hello?
go ahead. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. I want to ask about fire outbreaks. For instance, I happen to be a small farmer somewhere too, and I discovered that every January and February, between January and February of every year in the past 5 years, fire always enter our farm. So what strategies do you have to deter fire from entering your facilities? That's one. Number two, fine. Earlier I've asked about security. You did mention that your farms are fenced round. I want to ask also, secondly, like I said, if you have menace of herdsmen, are they cows entering your farms? What efforts do you make to deter them? Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. Can we take the last question, please?
I'm still raising my hand, so can you hear me?
We can hear you. I've called you several times. You didn't. I said
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Let's have you, sir.
Yeah. My own is more of like a comment or a kind of a testimony or confirmation to all what everybody has been asking questions here. That's basically what I'm trying to talk about. Well, my name is I'm based. Okay, I'm based in Canada. Yeah, I just want to confirm to everybody on this platform that sincerely, if you do your diligence very well, do your findings, I can assure you that every measures that need to be taken from the part of Assetrise has been taken in terms of proper documentation registration with every sector that needed to be. I'm a living testimony of beneficiary from Assetrise. You understand? The very first set of palm tree stuff that was done in Ekpe at VGC. I'm a member. I even refer two people that were first set of people that started this. So, and we have benefited a whole lot. And aside that, I also work and join this organization, and I can assure you that everything that they are doing, most especially we that are in diaspora, I don't know much of their presence in Canada because I'm based in Canada, but I can assure you that whatever diligence that you need to find out, because some people, even if you still tell them this and that, they might still doubt. But I can assure you, asset rights is a standard well recognized by the government in Lagos State. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we'll take the last question now. My word, you've been.
Hello.
Can we take the last?
Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Good evening. We can hear you. World.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening. I appreciate all
the speakers that we have listened to so far, one of the presenters said something earlier on. He said, when you pay now, after maybe to get the returns from the plantation of he said not investment, so to say. But is it after the 18 to 26 months that one will start earning? That is one. Another thing is this. This I love the way you brought in Madam Shola Shobowale, because I was going to mention that before that we need to have a celebrity with you. I want to ask this: have you, has the organization, been going on the social media like TV to maybe create more awareness about these things? I have done some investment in the past, which I also brought in other people, but all to no avail. So, how can you build confidence in people as regarding this? Though I listened to last speaker, he can make testimonies about what he has been able to gain. We need to continue like this. We need to be sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Chidera,
Hello.
Hello.
Please, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Good evening.
I just want to find out about the family to invest in crypto.
Can hear you clearly, ma'am.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to find out about my payment for crypto.
Hello.
Hello. I said I wanted to find out about the ROI payment
Okay.
for families to subscribe to.
Okay. We can hear you now. Okay. Thank you very much. All right.
You can hear me.
Yes, we can. We've heard you. We'll take that
All
up
right.
now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Chidera, over to you.
All right. Very wonderful questions. It's very, very important that all of these questions are asked. I mean, this is also part of our due diligence to make sure that people understand what it is that we are doing. And that is what we are here for. That is what we are, that's the reason for this webinar today, for you to understand what it is that you're putting your hard-earned income into. So all of your questions are very, very important. And we thank you very much for your indulgence in this. So first off, I want to speak to the person who spoke about documentation. Okay, even before I move to that, I want to thank the person who spoke, the person from Canada who spoke. In fact, we did not even know that we had some. I was not aware that we had some of our clients who have bought into already in the house. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you for speaking to our credibility. And because of people like you is why we make sure that we do what we do, and we even try as much as possible to improve, to get reports like this and to get testimonials like this all the way from Canada, not even here in Nigeria, is the reason why we do what we do. So to speak to the documentation, online and in all our in all documents that we send out, or in all information or communication that we pass out, we put the documents for that property attached to it. So if I get you right, you sort of had the wrong document attached to the land that you got. And if that was the case, please, I would like for you to send back that document to Pastor Chris or to the head office number, or to your consultant if you came in for a consultant, so that can be properly looked into. But for the lands that have C of O, we put it that this land is a C of O land, like the phase 5. And for the phase 5, phase 4, And the other ones that do not have C of O, we are processing the C of O. It's the C of O in view, and the ones that have other land allocations, we put the right ones there. So you also spoke to the right of occupancy. All right. So the right for occupancy, like Pastor Chris has said, before we acquire any land, we do a proper due diligence. And for the only reason why we can tell you, yes, take this document, take it to the land bureau and do your own research, is because we are confident in what we have done. We are confident in the procedure and the structure that we've created to make sure that you are secured. Okay. So right to occupancy gives whoever is claiming that land the right to be in possession of that land. Okay, it gives whoever is claiming that land the right to be in possession of that land. And like I said, for all our lands, they are C of O in view. We are processing a global C of O for all our properties. Okay, and for a few of us who know about the procedures to getting C of O for a land, sometimes it takes longer than expected, but definitely be assured that we are on this. All right. So the second question is, how do we determine the price, the land appreciation? If you look at the Ibadan Expressway some 10 years ago, 15 years ago, down to where you have MFM and down to where you have other developments there today, those lands were bush. They were pure bush many years ago. But today you go to these places and you hear a plot of land going for as high as 15 million, 20 million for a plot of land. That is what development, in both the development on the land and development around the land, can do can affect the appreciation value of a land. So how we are able to determine the appreciation value of our lands is both the development around this land. You have the Ado Daughter today, you have the construction at Ojuore Road, you have the construction at Cana Land, and all of these are developments very close to our estates. You have Agility, you have a lot of other developments around. There's a community in that where we are currently. This means that people will move there to live. This means that businesses will move there. And the more these businesses move there, the more people go there to live, it will increase the value of your land. Because the demand for the land in that area will begin to skyrocket. Imagine today you say, oh, I want to go and stay in, I want to go and live in Ado Daughter. You want to start building if you bought into the residential, and you take about 10 of your friends or even 20 of your friends and you say, okay, yes, we're ready to build, and you start building. By the time people see this, they will be driven to go and start their own development, and this affects the land value. Okay. And aside the development around, we have the fencing. We fenced, we make sure there's activity on the land. All of this also affects the value of the land. So when we got to Epe, for example, when we got to Epe, when we got to Adodo, it was also good. Go there today and you'll be surprised the kind of development that has gone there. Companies also that are already moving into that area because of the move we've made, to make sure that there's activity and there's development in the area. So that is how we're able to determine. Okay, by the time, and we also have our due diligence we do on the communities around, the developments around. We have people who also check the value from time to time to give us the value of this land, and that is how we are able to effect it to the land appreciation. Okay, so for the next question, some spoke to fire outbreak. So when I was speaking earlier, I spoke to the agility of oil palm plantation. I didn't go so deep into it. For the person who asked the question, you're a farmer, so I'm sure you know about all of this. So for palm plantations, I'll take precedence with Okutupa Oil Palm PLC. OSPA was established in the Awolowo era. That's some 45 years ago. Until date, those palm trees are still fruiting and creating income for that community, Okusupa in Ondo State. If there should be, for any reason, a fire outbreak, though for Assetrise, we do our best to make sure that all of this is not even a case, is not even a story to come about. But if there should be, I tell you that the oil palm plantation, all you just need to do is nurture it properly, and after a year, it might not fruit for a year or a year and a half, but it would start fruiting again. So fire outbreak is not the greatest concern. Okay, it's not the greatest concern because there are mitigations to this. Fire outbreak, and also as Pastor Chris said, we have insurance. Okay, we have a mutual benefit assurance has an insurance on the farm. And for this for the person who asked on security and headsmen, I like to speak to Ibadan. Ibadan currently has a ranch, and by the time these palm trees are grown, they you can have your cows and rams graze on them. It is also a means to weed the palm trees by the time they are grown. But currently, we have not recorded any case of herdsmen invasion in any of our estates. We have not recorded any case. So if at all, because we have good relationship with the community around, we make sure that everything is done accordingly. There's topmost security on all our estates. Then for the last comment, the recommendation, yes, very much, very well. We are doing all that we can do to make sure that a lot more persons are aware of what we do. Awareness is something, because today everyone is on here today and they're seeing what we are doing. A lot of people are coming to realization of what Assetrise has been doing, and we've been doing this for years. So definitely we are going to keep doing more to make sure that more people are aware of the project and how they can come into the project and create sustainability for themselves. But before we attach a phase, before we do all of that, we have to get our processes right, which we have gotten, which we have, seen all of that, seen the processes, seen the procedures, seen the loopholes, and we've seen the best way to serve you, to give you excellence. And that is what we are giving to you today. And now we can take it anywhere, tell you, yes, we have Ekpe, which we planted in late 2022. It is fruiting. That is the testimony. That is the greatest testimony. We have landlords who have been paid off. That also is a testimony that speaks to our credibility. So all of these are steps and processes we put in place, to make sure that a lot of persons are aware of what we do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chidera. And thank you everyone once again for joining us on this webinar. I'm sure it's been enlightening. I'm sure it's been impactful also. So like I will just recap one of the takeaways that we've taken from this is that with proper planning, we can retire well and retire while we are not broke. And we can avoid all of those crises that comes with retirement. We'd like to thank everyone for joining once again. It's been a pleasure having you on this call. In case we have any further questions, we can reach out to our team. And we can reach out to our team through any of our platforms. We are ready to answer any further questions and to also take you through this journey of land banking on and then enjoying your retirement with palm plantation. Thank you once again, everyone. It's been a pleasure hosting us, and we appreciate you. And we are saying that you should have a beautiful week ahead. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to reach out to us. For any further inquiries, we can be reached on 080-232-44444. Thank you very much, everyone, once again. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.